Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, we'll build a microservices example using NestJS. This video is meant to be combined with other videos. So if you want to build this app with Angular, React or Vue, I provided some links in the description below. The backend of this app will be composed into two microservices, the admin microservice and the main microservice. They will be both built using NestJS and they will have their own separate database. The admin app will be using MySQL database and the main app will be using MongoDB database. They will communicate with each other using RabbitMQ events and internal API calls. So we'll see the difference there. So this is the app. It's simplified compared to the other microservices that I built with different languages. And I hope you learn a lot from this tutorial. This is the app that we will build. So there are two apps here. This is the admin app and this is the main app. So these apps will use two different backends and two different databases, but they will communicate each other using RabbitMQ event like you see on my right side. So right now I will create a new product. So new product, and I will use an image. So when I create the image, we can see here the new product. We will also see an event happening via RabbitMQ right now. Because they will not use the same map and the same database, the only way of communication is by RabbitMQ events. And as we can see here, the product is created. So this is using a MongoDB database and this is using a MySQL database. And if I like the product, it will also reflect here. We can see likes have increased, but this time we won't use RabbitMQ events. This time we will use HTTP requests. So we will call one microservice, we'll call the other directly. So let's see how this works via coding. So let's start creating our NestJS application. So go to nestjs.com and here click documentation. So here we need only to install the NestJS CLI. I already did it, so let's create our project. To create a project, run nest, new, and now we need the project name. I'll call it admin. I will add also another flag, skip git, because when we create files it will colorize them and I don't want that. I will pick npm here and let's wait till it's completed. Now the project is created. If we go to the folder and run npm start, so we will start our app. So it's run, and now let's go to localhost port 3000 and we can see here hello world. So this is our created NestJS app. Now let's open it with our IDE, and this is the folder structure. Here I will remove the spec files because we won't be using testing in our app. So we have a controller where we handle a request, and this is a service where we get just a message hello world. The service, usually we will use it to connect with our database and retrieve data from the database. The controller, we can handle get, post request and requests in general. And the module is where we wrap all together, all the controllers, all the services and all the other modules. We will wrap them here. Main.js is the main file that it will bootstrap our app. So right now we are listening to port 3000, but I will change this to port 8000. Also, I will close a terminal here and I will use it directly here. So nest npm run start dev. I will use this command because it will check all the logs here. So is running. Now localhost port 3000 won't be available, but localhost port 8000 will be. So we can see hello world here. Now let's create a new module. So I will open a terminal now, and here I will write just nest. So as we can see, this is a list of all the things that we can create. So we create application, class, configuration, controllers, etc. So every time you should check here what you want to create. So right now I will create a module. So nest generate module. I will call it product. So I created a module. Also, I updated the app module.ts. So every time we create something, the nearest module will be updated. So if we go to app module now, we have the product module here, which this one is updated. If we go to the product, we have product module here, which currently we don't have anything. I will create now another controller. So nest generate controller product. So in the folder now, we will create the product controller and also product controller spec.ts, which I will remove it. But now app module.ts is not updated, but product module.ts is updated. So now I have a problem with the styling, and in ESLint.js I will remove these lines here because I use different styles, and this won't complain anymore, neither this. So we have the product controller here, and this prefix here is the endpoint. So if I get a GET request here, I'll name the function, return all products. This will be available at localhost port 8000/product. So I forgot to add here get, my bad. So every time we want to add an endpoint, we have to add here a decorator about the method that this function will be available. So also don't forget to import get from NestJS common. And if I refresh this, we can see all products here. So this is our first endpoint. Now let's connect with our database. Before doing that, I will change this product to products, and I will add in the main.ts. Here I will add another option, app set global prefix to API. This means that every endpoint now that we will create, product won't be available anymore now, but API/products, it will return this message because now we added the API prefix, and now the name now is products. Now let's migrate and connect to MySQL. Now let's connect to the database. Go to Techniques database, and you have here the documentation to install TypeORM and MySQL. So you can use any database that you want. You can change this MySQL to Postgres or MongoDB. So it will work the same. And TypeORM will be the package that will connect our models with the database tables. So I copied, and now let's install these packages. Also, I made a connection here with this Nest admin, which currently is empty. So now that we installed everything, let's copy this code here, and let's go to our app module.ts. Here I will add it on top. So I added a TypeORM module, Also I need to import it, so import type ORM from NestJS type ORM. The type is MySQL, host localhost, port is the same, username root, password is root my password. You can put your password here. Database is nest admin, and the entities here I will change it to auto load entities to true. Don't do this on the production environment because it will automatically remove the tables and recreate them. So this is only for development purpose. So it's completed, and let's see our nest.js. Now if this is okay here, it means that the connection is successful. Now let's create a model. So product entity.ts. So I renamed it wrong, so this should be product. So let's create a class, export class product, and this will be an entity. So to make this an entity, I'll put a decorator here, entity. So don't forget also to import entity from type ORM. And now let's add the fields for the product. We have an ID, which is a number, a title, which is a string, and we need an image, which is a string also. And the ID will be a primary key, so we will add a decorator here, which is primary generated column. So this will be a primary key. Don't forget also to import it. This will be a column, and the image will be also a column. So it's done. So not sure why I'm having this highlight error here. And now the product is done. We still need to migrate it, and to do it we have to add it in the product module. We will add also an import. Here we will add, now we don't have any tables, but we will see it now. So we will add here type ORM module for feature, an array here, and we will add the product. And I will see it now. Now it is refreshed, and if I refresh this, we have product here. So the table is created with the columns that we wanted. So this is how we create tables, and we add migrations with type ORM. And if I want to add another column, so I will add here likes as a number. This column, I will add an option for this column. Default will be 0. So these likes will, every time we create the product, will have the default value 0 if we don't set it. So if I save this and open the database, we can see likes is added automatically and int equals 0. So this is a default value. So type ORM makes creation of the tables very easy. Now that we created our product, let's create a CRUD for this product. So first we have to add a new service. So I will add here nest generate service product. So this will be the connection between our database and our class here. So let's remove the spec file and go to the product service. So here we will add the constructor, and inside we will add injective repository. Inside we will put the product that we have, the product entity. Private read-only product repository, and it will be a repository of type product. So let me repository. The name sounds good. Okay, so this is how this is a connection that we will make with the database. So inside here we will add all of the methods that we need in order to retrieve data. So I will add the first method, which is all, and this will be an async method. And to get all the products, I will return this product repository find without anything. This is how we retrieve all the products. The type will be a promise of product array here. So with this, let's use it to our product controller.ts, and instead of this, so first let's add in a constructor here private product service, so the product service that we just created here. And now let's use this service. We return here this product service all, so the function that we just created. So with this we will retrieve all the products. It will be an empty array, but that is our first endpoint. First, make sure to have Postman installed because we will use it right now. And the endpoint that we want is HTTP localhost port 8000/API/products. And indeed we have an empty array here returned. So this is how we get all the products, but let's create a product to see if this works correctly. So let's add another method here, which is create. And this will be a post request. And we will send in this post request some parameters, and we will send it to the product service. First, in the product service here, we'll add create also here. We'll have some data, and what we will do is we'll return this product repository save, and inside we'll pass the data. So this is how we create products, and this will return a promise of product. So this is a product creation. Let's use it here. So in order to use it, we have to retrieve the data, and inside the create function here, we'll pass body, and we can pass here directly the body. So these are the request data that we will send. We can do it like this, or even better, we can do it with every property that we want. So we can do it like this: title, and this is a title property, which is a string, and I will duplicate this, and I want also the image. So these are the two properties that we will send, so in the request. And what we'll do is return this product service create, and we will pass the title and the image. So the product is created with this. Let's try to create the product. Make this a post request, and we will send body. We'll send a title. I'll just write a random letter and an image. Let's send this request, and we successfully created the product. So we can see also likes is by default 0, and also the ID is 1. So if we check also all the products now, send a request, we'll see an array with one product inside. So the creation works fine. Now let's retrieve a single product. So I'll call the function here get. So let's make all of this function asynchronous, and this will be a get request. But if this stays the same with this get request, the first one will be always executed. So we need to add an ID here, and to pass ID in the product service, we have to pass it via params. So we need a param, which is the ID, which is a number. So this is how we get the params. Now let's add the method here, which is async get ID is a number. This will return a promise of product, and we will return this product repository find one, and we'll pass here the ID. So this is how to get a product by ID. We'll return here this product service get this ID. So now that we got all the products, if we send a request to get with ID 1, we get this product that we just created. So this works as well. Now let's add update. So update here, this is a put request, and we need to pass ID also here. The ID will be a param, just like this one. I'll pass it here, and also we need the body parameters, which is a title and an image. So let's also add the function here, update ID is a number and also some data. This will return a promise of any. Return this product repository, update an ID and the data. Let's go back, return this product service, update ID and the title and an image. So let's try to update the product then. So this will become a put request to product/ID 1, and this will change to new, and the image will change to new. Let's send this request, and we don't return the product, but if we send the request to get the product, now the title is new and the image is new. So this works the same. The last method is delete, so let's add it first to the product service. Delete. We need to pass only the ID and returns a promise of any. Return this product repository, delete, and we need to pass ID here. Let's go back. This is a delete request to ID, and we need to pass ID as a param here, and we have to return this product service, delete the ID. So let's delete the product. So here we will send a delete request, and it was affected. Now if we get the product, we won't get it. So all the products now will return again an empty array. So these are the CRUD functionality for Nest.js. Now let's create the main app. So I will write here nest new main, and I will skip git also. So I'll pick npm here, and let's wait till it's completed. Now it's completed. I will open it with my IDE, and this is a project. So I will delete the spec files, and I will make some changes. Now the project will listen to port 8001. What else I will add from the other app is I will set also the global prefix to API. Also I will enable CORS. So enable CORS, and here we'll add the origin, and here we can put our front-end localhost. So localhost 4200 is for Angular, 3000 is for React, and 8080 is for Vue. I'll put 4200 and I will add here /. So I'll copy this code and add it also to the other app. So now let's focus on the main app. Also, I will delete the styles from ESLint here, so it doesn't highlight anything wrong. Now this project will be different than the other project because we will connect it with MongoDB. So to connect with MongoDB, let's go to the documentation. And here in Techniques Mongo, we have the instructions how to set up Mongo. So first we need to install these packages. I will install them now. So I will install Mongoose. And now we need to add this command to our imports in our app module.js. So here we need to add this command. Let's import also Mongoose. Our endpoint, so our URL here is localhost port 27017. So make sure to install also Mongo locally. And the table will be nest main. I will also add an option auto create to true. So this will add our models to the database directly. Now we set up the database, and the database now doesn't have anything. Now let's create some documents. So let's open a terminal and write nest generate module product. We created the product module. Now we will create the controller and also a service. So they are here now. Let's delete the spec files. Here I will create also a product model. And inside here I will export a class product. So first we have to specify that this is a schema here, and we'll need to import it from Mongoose, nest.js /mongoose. So this will be different than type ORM, and instead of entity, now we put a schema here. So we need a title as a string, image as a string, likes as a string, also ID as a number. So let's add here, this is a property, so prop here. We need to import it property from Mongoose here, and all the fields are properties. So we created them. Now we need to export constant product schema will be equal to schema factory, create for class, and we'll pass our product here. So we need this product schema now, and we need to add it to our product module here. Let's import an array here, and inside we'll put Mongoose module for feature, and inside we'll put an array. And I will open curly braces here. We need a name, which in our case I'll put products, and we need a schema, which is our product schema. So with this, let's see if we created anything. My bad, I forgot to start nest here. So nest npm run start dev. So once I start here, we will create here a document. So we can see nest main here, and here we have products. So we don't have anything currently. So we created everything manually. Now let's add the product service. Here we will add a constructor. So inside the constructor we'll add inject model. We need a name, so I will name it product that name here. Actually I will do the same for the name here. So in the module I will use product that name here. So just to keep it the same, private here, read only product model, and this is a model of type product. Now is complaining because it needs a document. So let's go to the product model here, and to create a document we need first to import document from Mongoose, and we will export type product document will be equal to product and document. So this is what we need right now, and we will put it here, product document. So it's completed. Now let's add the all function. So let's retrieve all the products, and we will return here this product model find exec. So this is how we retrieve all the products. Let's go to the product controller. This will be products here. Let's add a sync all here. First let's add the constructor. Inside we will inject private product service, and we will return it here. So let's make first a get request here, and we will return this product service all. So everything is correct. Let's open Postman. Now instead of API/products with port 8000, now it's 8001. And as we can see, we retrieve an empty array. Now these are two different calls, port 8000 and port 8001. Now when we create one product in the port 8000, we need to create it also to port 8000 now, so to the main app. And we'll do that via RabbitMQ. So now our apps will need to communicate with each other, and we will use RabbitMQ in this case. So we will be using microservices. So to use microservices, first we have to install this package, NestJS Microservices, in both of our apps. So I will install it here, and also the other app I will install it here. And to listen to events, we have to add this, we have to change the way Bootstrap function works. So here we are at our main app, and now here I will go to our main.js, and this will change. So for the moment I will comment this, and I will stop the Nest server here. I'll create the app. So is equal to await Nest factory create microservice, and I will pass app module here also, and I'll add an options array here. So for the options I will not use TCP, but I will use RabbitMQ. So click here for the RabbitMQ. First, we have to install also these packages. So I will install them in both of our apps. I'll install them here also. And this is the RabbitMQ configuration that we need. So I will copy it and I will paste it here. So let's import transport from NestJS Microservices, and the options here is transport RMQ, so RabbitMQ. Options, we need the URLs, so we will add it now. Q, I will call this main queue. And what we need to do now is up listen, and we need, I will console log here, microservice is listening. So that's it. Now let's add the URL to listen to our events, and we have to go to cloud.amqp.com. So this is RabbitMQ as a service, and we have a free tier here, so we will use this free tier. I already have an account, so I log into my account, and what we need here is this AMPQ URL. So I will copy this and I will paste it here to the URLs, and now I can start the server again. So now instead of listening to port 8001, we have microservice is listening. So this one is listening, and the admin app, we need to send events here. So let's send events from this other microservice, and to do that we have to add the client module. So I will copy this, so till here, and in our product module.ts, in the type-ORM module here, I will paste this clients module. So first we need to import here clients module from NestJS Microservices. We need to import also transport, and this is not math service. Now I will call it product service. So this is just a name. For the URL, we need to put the same URL, so I will copy this URL here. And for the queue will be the main queue, because we will send events from this admin microservice, and we will receive it in the other microservice. So we added the clients module. Now let's use it to our product controller. Here we will inject product, so it should be uppercase, product service, private read-only client proxy from NestJS Microservices. So this product service is the same name as this product service here, and the client proxy, we need to import it from NestJS Microservices. Now let's use this. So for the moment I will just keep it very simple. I will emit here. So this client, we need to emit an event. So the event that I will emit is hello, and we need to pass some data. So the data hello from RabbitMQ. So this is a message that we will send. So this is how we send messages, and we are finished with the admin app. Now we need to listen here in the main app. So let's go to the product controller here, and here to listen I'll create a function hello, and to get the event from RabbitMQ, we have to add here event pattern. So let's import event pattern from NestJS Microservices, and the pattern is hello. The pattern is this pattern here when we emit the event, and the data will be here. So the data it will be a string. And what we will do now is very simple. I will just console log the data. So let's see, microservice is listening, and this is also working fine. Now let's open Postman, and what we will do is just get the products. So if we get the products, as always, let's send a request, so nothing has changed. But if we see here in our other app, hello from RabbitMQ, so we dispatched an event, where is it? Here. And this event, we send a message hello from RabbitMQ to our admin app, and we got it in our main app here, and we console log the same message. So this is how microservices work with NestJS, and this is how we send data via different microservices. So we successfully send the event, and everything works fine, except we don't have now anymore port 8001. So if we try to go to localhost port 8001, is not available anymore, because in our main.js now we are running the microservice listener. So what do we do now? How do we serve the port 8001 and also serve the microservice, because this cannot run it at the same time? So the way which I figured out how to do it is by creating another main.js file. So I will copy this file and I will paste it, and I will rename it to I will name it listener.js. So this is the same file. Now in main.js I will remove everything, and I will uncomment what was before. So now we can run our port 8001 there, and this will work right now. But how about the other listener? So I'll remove the comments now. How do we listen also to this file now? So the way to do it is by this nest CLI here. We automatically run this nest CLI, and what I will do now is I will copy this also, paste it, and I will name it listener.json. The difference here is this listener and the nest CLI are the same. The difference is we will add another option, which is entry file, and the entry file that we want is the listener. So this means that the source root is source and the entry file is listener. So like this, we specified the listener. Now we need to run a command to execute this listener.json. So I will add this command in our package.json, and in this start dev here, I will add here listen. And the command that we are trying to run is nest start watch. So this is the same as start dev, and we have to specify the config file, which will be listener.json. So this is the difference. So we have to specify another config file. So with this, now in the other terminal tab, I will run npm run listen. And as we can see now, microservice is listening. Here we don't see that message, and if we go to the endpoints, localhost 8001 is available, and if I go to localhost 8000 API/product, this is also available, and we will get hello from RabbitMQ again. So this is how we also listen and also expose the port 8001 at the same project with NestJS. Now we sent an event, but this event is not useful anymore. Let's send events when we create, update or delete products. So when we create, we want to return the product. First we have to get the product, which is equal to this. Also await here because it's asynchronous, and in the end we want to return the product. So we didn't change anything now, but we have to send this client emit product created, and we will send the product here. So this is completed. Now let's do the same. I will copy this and I will do it for the product updated. So I will add here wait to update the product. Now we have to find the product which is updated, so we have to use it like this. So we'll copy this, we'll get the product which is equal to wait to get the product with the ID. I'll copy this again, paste it here. Now is product updated, and in the end we'll return the product. So this is completed also. The last one is deleting the product. We will await deleting the product. We will also emit product deleted, and we will send the ID now. And what we will return is we can return nothing, so this is also acceptable. Now we finished, and we need to handle all the cases in our main app. So we have an event pattern. The first one is product created, and we will get a product here. For the moment I will make it any. So to create a product, first we have to add it here in the product service. So we will add here async create, and to create a product we'll return new this product model. Inside I will pass data here, so we need some data, and that's it. So we have to save this, and this will return also a promise of product. This returns also a promise of product array. So let's create a product. Here we got the product, and we will send it like this. So this, we don't return anything actually. We will just call product service create, and we will pass here the title, which will be product title, image, and this is likes. We need also to pass the ID. since we have to store the ID as well. Before creating the other events, let's test this one. So we will post to products. Let's create a new product image, and let's create this product. Send the request. This product is created. Let's see if we got the event. Actually we didn't. Maybe we have to run the listener again. Let's see if port 8001 works. Actually it works, so everything worked. We didn't console anything. So we have two IDs here, but it doesn't matter because this ID here is needed to query the object, because we must store it, because everything will be confusing otherwise. So title, image and likes, everything is correct, and this is a MongoDB unique ID. So this is created, and let's add all the other events. So this should be product created here. Product updated. So now we will get also a product, but first we have to find it and then to update it. Let's go to the product service, and here we'll get find one, and to get one product we'll wait this product model find one. Actually we have find by ID here, so we can put here the ID as a number. This is actually the ID of Mongo, so I will use find one, and I will pass here the ID that we want. So we'll get here the product. We don't need a wait here, so this will return a promise of product. And now that we got to find one, let's make also update ID as a number, and also the data that we want to update, promise of any. Here we will use return this product model find one and update. So the first parameter is the ID, and the second parameter are the data that we want to update. So let's use that function in the updated part. So update here, and the first parameter is the product ID, and the second parameter are the other fields. So I will keep also the ID here, doesn't matter. And let's try to update now. So here now the product with ID 2, I will update the title to new product here, and this is a put request, and the new product is updated. Now let's see if we have a new product now. So this is updated as well. So just like this, we update in one place, also is reflected to the other. The last one is to delete a product. I will copy this product deleted. So this is really simple. Now we have only an ID as a number, and we need also only to delete. So let's add first the function delete ID as a number, and this returns a promise of void, and we will return this product model. Actually, we won't return anything. Product model, delete one with the ID as this ID here. So that's it. We can use delete here, and we'll pass ID. So let's delete this product. Here is deleted. Now a list of the products. Did we do anything wrong? So it seems the product was not deleted. So that is a problem. I forgot to add here product deleted. So unfortunately I cannot handle the event now. This product will stay here, but the idea is this now, that we handle events that will update our list of the products. Now the last functionality that we will make is adding the like functionality, liking the product. So let's create the function like, and this is a post request to the product ID /like, and this will have a parameter ID as a number. So this will be very simple. We'll get the product is this product service find one by this ID, also wait here, and in the end we will say product likes plus plus and product. Well, we don't have a save functionality, but we will do it like this. This product service, we will return it, update the ID with the likes. So let's remove this. So it's very simple, but it's not completed because we want to also update it in the admin app. And the way to do it, we won't do it via RabbitMQ events, but this time we'll send an HTTP request directly to this microservice. So let's implement it. First, in the app module, I will add here HTTP module. And in the product controller here, I will use the private HTTP service, HTTP service. And let's also add here in the product controller, I will add also another route here, which is like. And this, it will be similar like this. And this will have ID /like, and we will implement like here, but the difference now is that we will get the product, not find one, but the function here is get. So we get the product and we will update it like this. So is almost the same. Now we will send the HTTP request to this endpoint, and to do it we have to do it like this. Here we will send the HTTP request, so HTTP service we will post to HTTP localhost port 8000 /API /products /id /like, and we'll send an empty data. So this is a post request that we will make, and in the end we need to subscribe. And let's console log the response. So that's it. This is how we send HTTP requests, and let's see if it works. First, let's create a product. I created this product. We have likes 0, and we have this product now. Now I will copy this URL, paste it here. Is localhost port 8001, and the ID is 4, and we will like it because ID is 4. Let's send it's not a GET request, it should be a POST request. So this is sent. As we can see now, in the Mongo database, the likes are increased. How about the admin database? We can see also here the likes are increased. So this is how we send HTTP requests via one microservice to the other. So there are two ways. One is by using RabbitMQ events, and the other way for them to communicate is by directly sending HTTP requests. So this was the tutorial. I hope you liked it, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.